Alright, here we are, we back. But, nigga, so, the fucking Canelo fight, I was very surprised to see Canelo, for one, look that big, nigga, because at the weigh-in, he looked at big, like, you know what I mean, his body-wise, he looked big, he looked strong. But I was telling my brother, like, his arms-wise, he looked still small. Like, his arms-wise, he didn't look like he filled out all the way. I don't know if that's because of the weight cut or whatever it was, but...
Yeah, because in the weigh-in, both of them, you know, they look kind of the same size, you know, similar size. And I was like, fuck. Like, he's pretty big.
That's the thing.
But like, the 8th round, 9th round, you could tell he was fatigued.
Yeah, nigga. And
he knew he lost, bruh.
That's the thing, because when have you ever seen Canelo taunt somebody, like, goat somebody in? He was trying to goat him in to throw more punches because he was trying to get him gas so he can go on the attack.
Yeah.
But that's all I was saying. That's all I was saying when I was texting you, bro. Bivol is very smart. Even though I would say his boxing skill is very.
His defense was good. He was blocking all them punches. None of those punches were coming through.
Yeah, Canelo was hurting himself hitting his guard.
He was just trying to hit his arm. Like, who did he fight? What British dude he fought? Remember?
Billy
that
Joe?
tall one. No,
oh no,
that tall one.
Is it Smith?
And he fucked up his arm,
Smith?
remember?
Yeah, I think But with Canelo, I feel like he was. I feel like the
Somebody
weight
punched you in your face, huh?
I feel like the weight got to his ass. And the fact that Dimitri was very technical, because he's very technical. He stays behind that jab. And he's easily 1-1-2, 1-2, 1-1-2,
and Canelo would try to reset and
as soon as Canelo reset, 1-1-2, right down the pipe. And so that was a big difference between when he fought Kovalev, because Kovalev was uptight, drop his guard, uptight, drop his guard. Then he'll bomb, he'll try to throw off, and then Canelo he'll just wait, pick his moments until Kovalev's kind of like punched himself out. When he punched himself out, that's when Canelo would go and attack. But Canelo would do it strategically. He will not punch himself out. He'll give him a couple shots to try to break through his guard, to try to open him up. And then, I think it was like the 9th or 10th round when he got the knockout on Kovalev, he gave him that left uppercut to soften him, and then boom, the right straight, right across that damn shit to end him. And that was a perfect masterclass of boxing. That's all I was saying. Like, if he does the same thing.
Yeah, bro, can I charge this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
If he used that strategy against Dimitri, I feel like it'll be more influence. Like, it'll be more not influence, but it'll be more what's the word? It'll be more.
You think he's gonna fight him at 168?
Dimitri, like for a rematch?
He said he'll go down. He wants them belts.
I think. I think just for legacy, Canelo needs to fight him at 168 just to prove that he can beat him.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe it's just a weight thing. Like all right, I came to your weight. I tried to take your belt. I lost. Now come try me for mine, and hopefully he defends. Because if he does, then that sets up the trilogy. And then forget the fucking Triple G fight. Fuck that. You in the eyes of the record, you won. Fuck that. He's getting old. Now you got somebody that's legitimately beat you on call. Like, on paper, he beat you. So that would sell, because what would have sold more than this if he rematched Floyd, because Floyd was the only nigga to beat him. Now he has an adversary that beats him. The Triple G fight would have sold just because in the eyes of most boxing peers he won the first
now
one.
Fuck, you think it's still gonna happen? Well,
No.
It's already contract, no?
But I think that wasn't that only if Canelo won.
Yeah.
Who, Floyd?
Yeah,
that was gonna happen.
No.
The
Triple G.
Oh, Triple G.
Because
I think it's gonna
happen. In order for
I feel like
maybe next year, because in order for them to get that fight, I believe Canelo had to beat Bivol. But since this is like a rematch, and I think it's
aren't they all from DAZN? Aren't they all under all of them? The Zone.
The Zone, yeah.
All of them, all 3 fighters.
I believe so, yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. I think
Eddie Hearn making all that stuff.
He's trying to cash in, my nigga. He's trying to cash in. He's doing it smart. He's doing it smart though.
He is.
Because if you think about it, bro. Yeah, if you think about it, like,
I forgot you were Jonesing over there.
if you think about it, bro, like, if Dimitri, if he actually comes down to the 168 and he beats Canelo, that basically squanders Canelo's like.
But that's gonna have to go for a trilogy now.
That's if Canelo wins. Because if Canelo lose, that like squashes like Canelo, like even though Canelo has other belts and shit like that and he has his legacy set, for that it's in the same, Canelo's in the same predicament as Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua loses again to Alexander Usyk, his prestige as the greatest heavyweight of this generation is over. It's done because he can't.
One of the greatest.
Yeah, one of the greatest
at this time period.
Yeah, because he can't challenge Fury to be the actual champ if he loses twice to Usyk, and Fury's not gonna fight Usyk because there's no reason for Fury to fight Usyk in a way of like pay-per-views because Usyk's not gonna talk the way that Anthony would have, and it wouldn't have sold the way that if he would have got AJ in there. So AJ has to win in order to progress and to become like this legendary status of boxer. Same way that fucking that who the fuck we just talking?
We're talking about Triple G. Bill
Oh, that fucking Canelo. Nigga, I'm stoned already. Nigga, if Canelo loses, Canelo's in that same predicament. Canelo will basically be like, okay, now you can fight Triple G again, but now that's like second place. That's like you're like second place holder because everybody knows this nigga can beat you, and so you're not number one. You'll be number two, but you have all these other accolades before this nigga got here. Because Dimitri's like what 14-0 now. He's like he's not that.
No.
Huh?
I think he's 20-0.
Is he? I thought he was held like he's like he's super young in the game though. That's what I mean. Like he's super young in the game.
Canelo, no?
He think the same age, but time wise, time wise, he has so many inexperience to the fight game because Canelo has all the amateur success and he has pro success. Dimitri has amateur success, but pro success he's only like you said like 20-0. I thought he was only like 14-0.
He was 19 fights in, I think.
There we go. So yeah, so 20-0. But nigga, that's for Canelo. If Canelo loses again, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's forever a wrap.
Yeah.
Because he could beat whoever else, but Dimitri will always have his number, and Dimitri will be number one in the book. But let's change.
Who's number one pound for pound right now then?
Terrence Crawford.
So it's Bud.
Mm-hmm.
And then what?
Because Terrence haven't lost.
And then Fury.
Well, Fury if he didn't retire, because if Fury retired, then
as of now,
as of now,
1-2 is tied with them.
As of now, I'll say Fury's number one, Terrence number two, number three would be probably fucking until that fight. You would probably say Gambosa's because Gambosa's is
he jumped the ranking
because he jumped.
He's definitely top 5.
Yeah, he's have to be top 5 because he's the one who holds all the belts.
Lomachenko out the top 10.
I would say Lomachenko's in the top 10, but in his weight class, not of all time right now. Yeah. Just because he has to reclaim his status. Because after losing to Teofimo and then Teofimo losing right after, doesn't look good for him.
Nope.
So he has to reclaim that top spot. Either Gamboa had to immediately lose to Haney. Haney has to immediately lose to him for him to have claim of the best. Because if he goes and beats Haney and then fight Gamboa, beat Gamboa, and then rematch Teofimo and beat him, then he'll have the claim of being the best again because he washed his division. But right now, he's beaten the nigga who got beaten, and so you can't be the number one if you got beat and the nigga that beat you got beat. So you're basically top 3. Like if we're gonna play the number game, you're top 3 in that division. And so just in all time and all weights, I would say right now is Tyson Fury. Then it's the boy, fuck, I said his name, Terrence Crawford. I was like Earl Spence.
He said I forgot.
I mean, I'm stoned, nigga. I'll say Earl Spence, and then you could give on some different weight categories like the 126ers and shit like that. But it's whoever's the marquee name right now. That's basically what the top fucking rankings is anyway. It's whoever sells the most pay-per-views is gonna be on that top list because those who have the most eyeballs on them. But White, let's I want to talk to you about your fighting shit because I want to ask Carlos about this other shit in a little bit. When you used to fight and shit, what was your record?
2-4-1.
2-4-1.
Yeah.
What was your most what was the fight you would say you had your best training camp and you had your best performance? that you can recall?
Man, I kind of want to say, even though it was a tie, I kind of want to say that fight was not like I got better in the fights I won. Obviously, if I won, but I think I still put in more work in that training camp.
Which
And
one?
everyone thought I won the fight. The tie.
The tie?
Yeah. Everyone said I got robbed and I beat his ass. If you look, I watched it over and over. It was really close.
Do you have the tape?
Yeah, not on me though, bro.
No. But can you like watch it like on a different date, like us three or something?
Yeah.
So, cause I want to break it down so I could like see, like
Yeah, and I wasn't even good back then. I just had more heart, and I didn't party, and I really like was. I don't know. That's
So
that's weird. I never thought of that, but it would be the tie, bro.
So on the tie, so you're 2-4-1, and the one, that's your most memorable fight, you will say, because you had the best training camp.
The most memorable one was the title fight, even though I got knocked out, bro.
But your best performance to you was a tie.
Yeah.
And that tie, let's take me through the training camp. How long was your training camp?
Shit, I didn't like take breaks back then.
What do you mean?
Like other times I would like be off for a couple months and then put in the camp.
Yeah.
But I had just been training straight, bro. And like that's what I gotta get back to. Is like when I start training again, just not stop, bro.
Yeah.
And not party.
What but how long was the training camp? Like was it like a month? Yep.
Nah, like I'm talking like I had been training for years, bro. A camp though?
No,
like,
I'm talking about for that camp
probably
specifically.
like 8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks?
12 at the most of just going hard.
What did you do on that camp, like, specifically? Did you, like, was there, like, combos
I was
that you were
eating
working
more
on?
because I knew I was going to be the same weight class. I wanted to be bigger, which I succeeded in.
What weight
but
class
I didn't
was
have the cardio for it because I had more muscle.
What weight class was it?
53.
It was 153?
Yeah.
And so at 153, this was kickboxing?
This is before I tried to get down over 47s.
This is 153 at kickboxing?
Yeah.
Okay, 153 at kickboxing.
And why I failed at the 47s is because I tried to keep the same eating habits I was doing.
You gotta be more professional.
Yeah.
You gotta take that more professional route. Yeah. But so at 153, you for that 8-week camp, what would you say your diet consisted of?
Shit, I was eating everything back then, bro.
So your diet
I wasn't eating clean.
So your diet, you really can't say exactly it was.
Nah, the best diet I ever had was probably either for the title fight.
Pizza, no?
Probably the title.
How long? How long was the?
I think on the phone said 20 minutes. Here, let me go ask her.
Yeah, go ask her real
And
quick.
for the name or whatever the number.
So you said that so it was 8 weeks, and what was like the? Let me just break this down very clearly because I have a bunch of shit spinning in my brain right now.
Yeah.
The game plan for that fight. What was the game plan going into it? Was you?
That's kind of my problem. Is my game plan is to at least always used to be to knock him out.
Yeah, but like how was that gonna happen? Like was you gonna set it up with like you was gonna like was a knockout blow gonna you trying to set up for a kick?
Head kicks, and I was landing head kicks, but I think the headgear and the shin guard saved him.
Did you?
I think if it would have been chin and I like that, he would have been out.
Did you like practice
Every
like a
time.
combo? Did you drill like a combo that you was gonna like this, like a knockout combo, like 1-2 head kick, 2 head kick?
I was frustrated with the drills not coming out.
Okay.
Because I got lost in, like I said, I got lost in trying to knock him out and kill him. This is my second fight, so I was very inexperienced. Didn't know how to control my breathing between rounds, shit like that, you know. It's water.
And you say, you walked out there. I'm trying to ask you. Well, let me just finish with this. With that tie, what would you say you learned the most from that tie? Because that was when in your fighting career, what part of your career so far was that tie? Was it 1-1-1? Was it 0-1-1?
0-1-1.
0-1-1 is when that tie
off
happened.
a loss. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you learn? What did you learn the most from that fucking that tie?
Shit, I don't even know.
You don't know?
I guess just to control myself more and sit back.
After that tie, did you get a win or did you get a loss?
1 more loss, then 2 wins, and then 2 losses.
So you went 0, 2, and 1 for your verse 3, and then you had
Yes.
2 wins straight off.
Yes.
Okay, and then you haven't fought since.
And then I had one more fight, and that one I really won.
Mm-hmm.
But my training camp wasn't as good. Like, I was a better fighter, but I didn't prepare for it.
So you're really
That's
two.
a different record.
Yeah,
I was trying to do that.
So
I was 0-2 and 1, then I went 2-2 and 1, and then I went 2-4 and 1. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was 2 losses. Well, no, a loss, a tie, a loss, 2 wins.
Yep.
2 losses.
I get you.
Yeah, and that's when I gave up.
I get
bro.
you. And so,
because I was just like, I'm getting
and so
beat up.
now,
This is
so
not
now you
fun
got,
anymore.
so the next time you do fight, it will be coming off a loss and you try
It
to get to
honestly
the win.
might be a bad idea for me to fight. I need to.
But hold on,
bro.
because that's what. But we're gonna talk about that shit off camera because, like I said, bro, this like when it comes to like personal shit like that, we can't air everything that's so fucking personal. So it's, everything that's so close to our chest, we gotta keep some of that shit to us. But like, you know, getting clean and shit like that, we'll talk about that shit off camera. But for the people who is watching, the people who's, you know, trying to like start a career of their own, who's trying to fight or anything like that, trying to pursue anything in either jiu-jitsu, wrestling, because hopefully one day we'll have, you know, young men listen to this, young women listen to this, who want to compete in wrestling, who want to compete in jiu-jitsu, who want to compete in MMA, who want to compete in the same things that we aspire, that we like to do, that we, cause bro, we spar, we get rounds in, and it's in like for the simple fact that you can't be scared of this. You can't be scared to get punched in the face. You can't be scared to get leg kicked. You can't be scared to get kicked in the stomach. Like sometimes to deal with like, you know, other emotions that's outside, it's better to spar with your homie that you know is gonna be controlled. Because you could man, you sparred. You knew I wasn't gonna blast you in the face and kill you. But we both knew, we both understood. We both understood it was about
knees to the head and all.
But we both understood.
I didn't believe.
We both understood it was about just the workout. We were trying to get our heart rate up and we were trying to just get good technique out. And that's just for us. That's for us to feel better about ourselves and to get better as martial artists. Just because we're not. I'm not saying I'm a martial artist. I'm not saying Isaiah truly is because he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner. You truly are because you're a kickboxing practitioner.
Yes.
I can say I was because I was a wrestling practitioner. I have medals that prove that I practice in a martial art. But I'm not still dedicated to that art. I'm dedicated to a whole bunch of different things at this point. But I still like to do workouts in those traditional arts because it's good for the soul. It's good for the mind. And with us, it's good to keep like the aggression out because we argue, we yell, and we bitch at each other all the time. And so to actually punch each other in the stomach or like clip each other with a hook, it feels good because it's like, nigga, if I would have actually threw that shit, nigga, if I actually threw that shit, it'd been knocked out, nigga, and we could like talk shit, and it brings a different vibe, but it helps out the whole general like perspective in our community of our friendship and shit. But we gonna take this break because we got some shit to do, and then we gonna come back while we get back and we gonna get real fucked up.
Man, bro.
Yeah, close that door, nigga.
Man, he was just crying for he was hungry and type shit, huh?
There you go. Close that door. Alright. Let's get back into this show. Okay. So, we changed locations.
13 minutes.
And we got 13 minutes before the boys about to get picked up and shit, so we was on bullshit for a couple minutes. Rock, be quiet. No more noise.
You gotta hit this one, bro.
I'll hit it.
So come on.
Never done.
Alright. So White, Tammy, let's finish with this shit right here. Carlos, how you think, since this shit is basically, well, it's not confirmed, but it's basically the most floated rumor right now, the Hamzat against Nate. How you think that shit's gonna be?
Nate about to get knocked out.
Yeah, nigga get knocked out. That's fucked off. That's real fucked off, bro.
But I want Nate to win, that slim
Nate
fucking,
Diaz, right?
that fucking 0.025% chance of him winning.
He's
done.
He should be a
submission.
That's my opinion on Nate.
Yeah.
I think Nate should be a fucking jiu-jitsu guru.
What do you mean?
I think his jiu-jitsu is pretty good.
It is.
And he should try to be a grandmaster at it and teach people
He does.
Be
He
the
has
next,
a
the
character.
next Royce Gracie, basically.
Well, he has.
That's
he
what
has
I
a
think
character.
his destiny should be. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think he should
What
still
do you
fight.
mean? Like expand, bro, because they
Okay,
have
so
academies and shit.
I think he can still fight, but some people have things that grow in martial arts bigger than them or their fighting career. Like, for example, that I don't know. That's just a way he could take it. I'm saying, but like for, where was I going with that? I had some. No, I had something right there.
I'm trying to see what you're going. I'm trying to see where you're going with it because.
Okay, there we go. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee has his acting career. That's bigger than him, and that's bigger than his martial arts. And
But see that's where people get the
that could happen with fighters in different ways too. Sometimes,
But Bruce Lee was not a real fighter.
like McGregor's was like being famous and proper 12 and money. You know what I mean? Like things.
But that was
like,
after. But that was
wealth.
after his. But that was after his legacy was
Not
already
wealth,
cemented.
His come up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just fighting can bring you a lot of things, bro. Or it can take.
Yeah,
it
but
out.
that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, for Nate, he already has like
My bad.
world renowned
I'm
fame.
cool off that. That's strong, bro. That's a lot of weed.
Hold it like this, bro.
But look, nigga,
I'm listening.
like Nate, he already has like world renowned fame. Like, he already has fans. So for him, legacy wise, fighting somebody like Hamzat at the end of his career, bro, when Hamzat is on his come up, Carlos, that's
That's dangerous. That's asking for CTE.
well, it's just for the company wise, it's good for the UFC because it's Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is a high value star, and then you got fucking Hamzat, and Hamzat's a new star, and so you have those two stars. But the only thing that makes it kind of weird, nigga, and it's kind of backwards because Nate is at the tail end of his career, and he doesn't have, to me, or at least to a lot of eyes in the
Drink another one.
of the peers, nigga. It's just not a good fight. It's just not a good fight for Nate, especially at this point of his career. It's not a good fight for him.
Bro.
It's kind of like career suicide in a way because
That's his last fight, anyways. No, on the contract.
yeah, but
Put that shit.
the only person who it benefits is Hamzat. It doesn't benefit Nate in any shape or form. What? Bruce?
Camel?
Bruce, nigga.
Okay,
But for Hamzat, it sets him up to basically take ahead of one of the famousest.
shit, it fell.
The whole cherry fell off. Well, for the Diaz brothers, they're MMA royalty, and you take the head off the younger Diaz brother and that because knowing Hamzat, nigga, is not he's gonna try to make that Gilbert Burns fight like distant like memories for people in their brains because a lot of people judge him off that Gilbert Burns fight. That's because he fought emotional, even though there's no wrong way of doing that because he was ranked 11 when he fought Gilbert.
Yeah, he was.
He was ranked 11, fighting number 2. That never happens. So what criticism could you really give the man for taking on the number 2 and beating the number 2 because it ain't like they didn't have a good it ain't like they had like a great fight. They had a great fight, but everybody's used to Hamzat being dominant and he's overwhelming people with pressure. You can't once it gets to those top 5, those top 3s. You can't do that type of shit. That type of pressure that he was putting on the other guys. You ain't gonna fold Kamaru with that pressure. You ain't gonna fold Kobe with that pressure. You definitely ain't gonna fold Nate with that pressure, especially like a young Nate. But this is an older Nate, bro. This is Nate who's been through all these wars. Nate who's just trying to get paid now. Like Nate is not trying to fight for no damn UFC belt. Nate is not trying to fucking compete for like what I mean that type of status like that.
It's still burning in here.
Make that motherfucker like that.
Yeah, I got it like that. Yes, sir. Go home, sleep, wake up, feel like great.
I know you too.
You want more?
Nah, I got food. Thank you,
Yeah.
bro. Shit
Yep.
bomb.
So like, let me ask you this: What do you think? What do you think that's What do you think is gonna be the next star that's coming out? That's coming out of 154 in boxing. Or you? I should ask you this, Carlos. You know.
I don't see a lot of my weight class. Like my exact weight class, which wouldn't be my pro weight class. The only one I used to do 153. I don't know. I feel like I see more 45s, more 42s. Like, but what's the weight division?
My
fives. I'm thinking
154.
Muay Thai, but in Muay Thai too.
Boxing
like,
154.
I just because I could. I don't know. Like, I told them to put me on that fight, and I never said I didn't want to do it, but they never gave me an opponent. So I don't know if it's just off like not having a gym or probably that's the main thing because they, you know what I mean.
So you don't fight under like a certain team's like banner or whatever. Like you know how you used to fight for like Savage.
Coach, the coach in Delano told me he would corner me next time, but Delano's just dumbass far, bro. But he's good. I fought him. I'm the only fool he didn't knock out, bro.
Well, what
he's
gym?
7-0.
What gym?
Delano, it's called Seeker, but he has like a home gym. But he's like.
The gym is called what?
He's like a 5th degree.
The gym is called Delano?
No, he lives in Delano.
Oh, okay.
And the gym is called Secret Run.
Secret Run?
Yeah, Secret Run, which is like, it looks like Taekwondo, but it's not. It's like, it's a Filipino martial art where they used to like they kick the ball around, and one day someone missed the ball and smacked the dude in the face. It was a high kick. They seen cows kick sideways, and they learned a side kick. The spin kick was like, theirs comes down. So they call it the sickle kick. So it's like a spin kick, but it has like a downward angle to it that gets around the guard. But that was like modeled after like a sickle. But it started with a ball game. And I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of like, I got more out of like 6 training sessions with him than I did years with other guys. If that makes sense. If I put the same amount of time in with this guy, I could go pro.
Okay.
That's how I feel. It's just like Delano's deep, bro, you know what I mean? But that's probably, I need to find somewhere here to train just to get back into it. Even if it's fucking deep, bro. Like, I don't want your contracts. You want 200 a month, fine. Like, just for this month, I'll just start somewhere. And then I'm going to start going to Delano like once a week. You know what I mean? Like, at first, if I get deep enough in it, fuck it, bro. Like, I ain't gonna move out there, but it's just like a job, you know, like having to drive that far. Like, if it can make me, you know what I mean? I have a car good on gas. I can get there in like $30 there and back, you know, like, so. Well, not now. Fuck. I'm not used to these gas prices. What it's gonna be. I had the whip, but
how many times?
Probably like
how many times a week would you be training with them?
40.
How many times a week?
How far is the lift?
What?
It's not close, is it? We're too deep in this combo.
Wait, let me ask you this question then. So how many times a week would you be training with them?
He can do 3 days a week, he said.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the schedule be?
I'm cool off this.
What would the schedule be?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could find something here. Like, I had an old gym here. I might go back.
What's the gym over here?
TKM.
Oh, okay.
I didn't end bad with them like I did with Savage. Like, my last fight, and part of the reason I stopped fighting, was my coach, like, low-key yelled at me in the back afterwards. He's like, bro, we did not practice any of that shit you do. You were doing all this monkey shit. Like, and I just got discouraged. I was like, fuck this. Like, Ern's already told me this guy can't coach. I just lost. I should have won, but that's not the point.
Bro, see, and that's the thing that I told you, like,
you
off the
pointed it out
bat.
before the fight, and I heard you, but then I seen it when that happened. I was like, he not mad at me. He's just saying he's really mad because he's a bad coach and he's not qualified to teach striking.
I saw that.
He's
Bro,
only
I saw that.
Qualified to teach jits.
Bro, it was what, the first day?
And barely, because he's not even black. Brown is like where they start letting you teach.
Yeah.
Purples was like teaching class, maybe like help out, but they don't teach. Like they don't run school.
But that's what I was saying. Like the first day that I even went with you and Isaiah, and I saw that, like how, like, for one, like the drills that y'all was doing, and then
it was CrossFit.
He was making y'all do like cardio. It was like a cardio kickboxing gym. That's what it was, Carlos. It was a cardio kickboxing gym that intermitted jujitsu and a couple other arts. Like they had jujitsu and then they had like Muay Thai. That's basically what they had, and it was weak because, bro, on the outside, me sitting from the fucking White, stop moving your arm like that, nigga. You was moving this camera all over the place. But the like me from the outside looking in, I saw that okay, White's getting taught the wrong like stand-up training, and then with Isaiah he was getting taught the wrong stand-up training, and then when it gets to jiu-jitsu, the shit that Isaiah was doing in jiu-jitsu didn't really make sense to him or me because we watched jiu-jitsu and we're like, well, this is like level 1. Like
I think he got
like,
a brown belt in like 4 years.
Yeah, but like
You're supposed to do it at 7, right?
it's a simple fact that we just
like
it seemed like a sham because it seemed like he was doing a cardio kickboxing gym.
Right now.
Oh really? Damn. That's what it was though, bro. Like I don't know. That
It was legitimately like a cardio
that
kickboxing gym
discouraged me.
with jujitsu.
Pulling.
You about here, White?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, my nigga. Let me know when you get home and shit.
Yep, I enjoy being on the cast. Shout out to the fans. I'm out.
All right, Carlos. We gonna do like 10 more minutes. We gotta set this shit up.
Yeah, I need a charger, bro.
A charger? You want? Nigga?
Let's head to the garage
So,
or what?
well, this is it, nigga. It's 30 minutes. White's already left. We didn't get everything, talked about in this motherfucking podcast because we had other business to take care of. But as you can see, we still rolling. So we might either be back today or we'll be back next week because we got other shit to do. But this was another episode of Team 7 Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of shit that we gave y'all. Was 31 minutes of some shit. So we hope y'all enjoy it. But this was it. We heard Rock was trying to get a part of it, but he's not a part of this podcast. We out.